forecast for today. The morning hours heading into the early afternoon. Later on today, we should be much drier across the area as a cold front moves. Air temperatures will average climbing into the 70s and then mostly dry conditions.
The 2022 runoff election. For the latest, we go to WWL-TV's Luby Cummings.
Let's highlight a few of the races voters decided on. Democrat Devontae Lewis has defeated three-term Public Service Commissioner Lambert Boissier III. Lewis is 30 years old and becomes the first openly LGBTQ person elected to the office of Louisiana, according to the LGBTQ Victory Fund. 53,000 Lewis compared to 36,000 votes for Boissier. Meanwhile, Clackamas Parish elected a new parish president. Keith Hinckley defeated Benny Roussel with 53% of the vote. Current parish president Kirk Levine missed the runoff after finishing third in the general election.
Watch out for porch pirates trying to put the kibosh on your Christmas cheer. WWL-TV's Devin Bartolotta reports.
It is that time of year again. Porch pirates are out to steal your Christmas, one package at a time. So bold, it was all caught on the victim's security camera. Police said this happened last week in the 4900 block of Spain. And then also we entered an unwatched behind the home and told things. If your package is stolen, you have some options. Notify your carrier, report it to police, contact your credit card company and the retailer to get a refund. And if you're sending an important gift this holiday season, consider requesting signature confirmation. Some carriers also offer package pickup from local businesses rather than delivering it to your home.
WWL Sports. This WWL Sports Update is brought to you by People's Health. The Louisiana Prep Classic is done, but we had some outstanding games in the Caesar Superdome all weekend long. One of the best games was the Clash of Prep Titans when Ruston battled Destrehan at the Division I non-select championship. Destrehan ultimately prevailed 17-10 to complete a magical 14-0 season.
Now he's going to step up and try to run across the 30, 25, 20. He might go. 15, 10, 5, touchdown! Wildcat! Destrehan takes the lead with 3:22 to play in the game.
And congratulations to the other 7-state champs: John Curtis, Manny Fletcher, St. Charles Catholic, St. Thomas More, Washita Christian, and Oak Grove. Next up, the Tulane Greenway faced the Heisman winner of the Trojans in the Cotton Bowl on Monday, January 2nd. Probably long WWL Sports. Now, your Garcia Roofing forecast on WWL.
Kind of rain and a few thunderstorms are possible, likely this morning. Looking at drier conditions as we go into afternoon hours, but if you're doing anything this morning, just have the umbrella with you. Your daytime highs once again above average, climbing into the middle 60s. Now, Monday, a few spotty showers and storms are possible, but looking much drier than Tuesday. The daytime highs in the lower 70s. Now, on Tuesday, we'll be nearing 80, but another cold front is expected to move through the area. This cold front will be much stronger than Tuesday's, and it may bring strong severe thunderstorms as we go through your Tuesday night into Wednesday morning. We'll begin to see that cooler air move in Wednesday afternoon as our temperatures continue to fall, and then on Thursday, mostly sunny conditions with daytime highs coming into the middle 60s. Meteorologist Michelle Morgan.
And I'm Tom Peruvian, WWL First News. From WWL, the news talk powerhouse, the legal of Sunseri and Albert Nicaud. Luxury by Nicaud and Sunseri law firm. Join us on the Open Heart Jewelers Talking Tech Plus. 504-260-1870 Now, George Federal Credit Union Studios in Ohio.
Hey, good morning. Doug Sunseri, Albert Nicaud, your weekend lawyers. All things legal. Just call 260-1870 or text us at 260. Let's see, 870-870. And good morning, Albert.
Morning, Doug. What's up?
The Pelicans. That's what's up.
That is what's up. Did you watch Friday night?
Oh, yes. I saw.
Let me tell you, what a fun. Even Erin was cheering and screaming. She loved it.
I saw the windmill. Now, you had the Bull. You had the Celtics and the Lakers. You had the old Bulls and the Pistons. Because you have something going now with the Suns and the Pelicans. That's an interesting little. Got very chippy. They got some, Wally Williams coached with the Pelicans, and his assistant was Willie Green. He actually coached Willie Green when Willie Green was a player for the Pelicans for a short period of time. But it seemed like, and Chris Paul started his career with the New Orleans Hornets, said bye-bye. Y'all losers. You're not a big enough market for me. And there's a lot of ties there, but it seems like today it is going to be the closest thing you'll ever have to a playoff game in December in Louisiana
In the
or
NBA,
New
sure.
Orleans. So
Sure.
it's going to be
Let me tell you,
great.
for those who have not been following the Pelicans, who have not been watching the Pelicans, listen, a lot of people have opinions about the NBA and its wokeness and certain things and all, the prima donna players, et cetera. This Pelicans team, is everything that is right about the NBA. This coach is a good spiritual man. He always talks about how blessed he is. He brings God into the picture. He hires players that are only good locker room people. They love each other. They play together. When somebody scores, everybody in the bench is jumping and cheering for him. They're young. They're buying into it. They're sharing the ball. Even the star Zion, even Zion, is not boastful and it's all about me, all about me. I tell you, it's so much fun to watch, and they're winning. For those who don't know, they're leading the Western Division, and they played Friday night to confirm that against the Phoenix Suns, and they play again today at 2:30 in another matchup. And it got a little heated at the end of the game on Friday, and bench is cleared, and just kind of there was no punches swung, but it was kind of in each other's face a little bit, and it's going to be a fun game at 2:30 today.
Well, there's a couple of interesting points. Jose Alvarado. I've not seen so much excitement over a player since Pete Maravich in New Orleans. And I don't want to. When he came in and scored 38 points against, I think, the Pistons, I think he scored 13 points in 6 minutes, and just his relationship with the crowd is just, it's just I hadn't seen that kind of excitement over one basketball player in New Orleans since Pete Maravich. The second aspect, I got to give kudos to Jasper Bibbs, who is Zion's personal coach and trainer. And one of the differences with Zion is his activity on the defensive side of the ball and under the goal, because he's in great shape and he's making plays, and he's making the kind of plays that you need to make in order to be a contender. Because you got to make them on both sides of the court. And he's in such wonderful shape right now, and he's doing so well, and he's trying to eat right. He's pretty, thin, and for his size. I mean, he's probably the best shape he's ever been in. He's able to carry that into other aspects of the game that you need to win. And so defense, rebounding, he's just doing fantastic. And the chemistry is, and think about this. We talk about injuries with the Saints, okay? And we'll get to that later. But Brandon Ingram has almost missed half the games. They played 26 games? He's missed 11. C.J. McCollum's missed a handful of games. Zion's missed a handful of games, and they have not missed a beat. Next man up. You got Najee Marshall coming in, next man up, who just had a fantastic game against the Pistons. Herb Jones has been out. Herb Jones is probably the best all-around player. He's not the best player, but he's got the best skills, all-around skills on the team. He's been out. And who steps in? Trey Murphy steps in his position and is just next man up.
Right,
So
right.
this is going to be really a fun year, and a lot of the national media is saying now the Pelicans are a contender for the NBA championship. We have never heard that in New Orleans. We have never, even when the Chris Paul years, maybe the conference finals. That would be the pinnacle. But I don't think even in the NBA, with the Chris Paul, David West years, we were really considered NBA contenders for the championship. So,
look, these guys give it 1,000%. They work hard. They want to win. There's no dogging it. They've all improved their game. I got to tell you, if in the off season, if they can sit Zion down with a couple of coaches and teach him to use his right hand, but just even half as well as he uses his left hand, because he goes left. I mean, he and they still can't stop him. But if he can go right, he's the best player in the NBA. I mean, and he's close now. They're talking MVP. If we can keep this spirit of winning up, and he can, stay healthy and keep his play up. He can take over a game, and they were struggling a little bit against Detroit, and he took it over at the end of the game and won the game for him. Put the team in his back. That's the kind. And look, was humble about it, smiling and laughing. Hey, I just want to do what I can do for my team. They're all buying in. It's not about me. It's about everybody else, and it's fun to watch. It's everything that is right about the NBA is on the Pelicans team.
Yeah. Now let's go to the other side. Let's go to the other side. The Saints. They're off this week, and sort of went into the off week in the worst possible circumstances. And I think before the beginning of the year, I think there was 4 factors that we talked about that would determine the Saints' season. One would be the performance of their high-priced players, because they mortgaged the future to keep these players, to keep Cam Jordan, Alvin Kamara, Michael Thomas, Marcus Lattimore, Ryan Ramczyk, Eric McCoy, David Oyamada, and then they signed Tyrann Mathieu and Jarvis Landry. He was a little bit of a bargain. And I can't say that any of those players are playing near according to their pay rate. They're being paid great. They're playing okay, average. But those are the players you need to be playing all-pro level, and they're just playing okay. And they're eating up probably about 70% of their salary. And then you have the draft picks, recent draft picks. Peyton Turner, he's disappeared. Cesar Ruiz is not making. He's playing, but he's not playing worthy of a first round pick. You have Adam Troutman.
He's not moving people off the ball.
Marcus Davenport. They gave up a lot of draft capital for him. He hasn't panned out. And Chris Olave is a nice wide receiver, but he's not a wide receiver you give up all these draft picks for. And so, and third factor was James.
I think Chris Olave is the real deal. He's been the only bright spot on this team. Jarvis Landry's done. He can't get open. The Honey Badger's way done. He runs by. Why don't they pay me to go run behind people? They can do that. It's just he's done. I mean, they got to reevaluate these players that they brought in, and let these young guys play. Look, the season's done. You can't make the playoffs. Pull those guys and let's like the Pelicans have done, play these young guys and let them get some game time minutes.
Well, Olave is good. I'm just saying he's not isn't worth what we gave up to get him. We gave up a second, third, and fourth round pick. In that third or fourth round pick, we could have picked Brian Robinson from Alabama, who is killing it in Washington. I mean, we don't have a lot of depth. We don't have a lot of next man up to play with some of these injuries because we trade up for these draft picks, which worked out in the past with Alvin Kamara, but we did that for Adam Troutman. We've done that for We did that for Olave, and we gave up a lot of debt, and we mortgaged the future. And I think the credit cards do. Jameis Winston has been a disappointment. I don't know if Jameis Winston, if there's something we don't know, whereas they kept Andy Dalton. I think if Jameis Winston was quarterback, we'd still be 4-9. The only difference between Jameis Winston and Andy Dalton, we have a higher ceiling with Jameis. With Andy Dalton, I don't think you do. And finally, the turnovers. I mean, we're last in the league in turnovers, and
Yep.
but I think honestly, what they should do is have a yard sale and start all over, and take their salary cap hit for next year, and just tough it out. Now, if you get a rookie quarterback next year, that means you're 4 years away from him being a playoff type quarterback. You're not going to find a rookie quarterback who's going to come in the first 2 or 3 years and light it on fire. I mean, you just.
Let me tell you, it's like anything else, though. It starts at the line of scrimmage. It's the most important 3 or 4 yards on the field. And it's why our defense has played so well, because we've probably got 7 much better than average defensive linemen, and they keep rotating them in there to keep them fresh. I mean, think about it. We held San Francisco, a great team, to 13 points. We held Tampa Bay, to 17 points. I mean, we're doing very well on defense. There's some holes. Our cornerbacks are getting better and better just because they're out there. Those young guys. There's a couple of holes at safety, but we lost Warner. He was the 4th leading tackler in the NFL when he got injured. That's big. He's got a nose for the football. So I mean, I think defensively we're real close. Offensively, again, I was never a big fan of the Michael Thomas pick
Contract.
Contract. Yeah. And they just need guys that can catch the ball. You think about the passes that bounced off of people's hands that turned into interceptions, the drops we had last game. He had 3 or 4 drops last game that could have turned into 6 points or at least 3 points. And we win and are still in contention, believe it or not, for the playoff spot.
But that Tampa did us a favor, because we would have been under an illusion that we were a playoff team. They didn't beat us, rather than seeing us who we are, and we're a 4-9 team out of the playoffs. All right, let's go to the break. Doug Sunseri, Albert Nicaud, your weekend lawyers, all things legal. We'll be right back after this brief timeout.
Never been WWL, home of the Home Improvement Show with Paul LaGrange. Always live on the free Odyssey app. If you just can't get enough black and gold coverage, we've got the fix. Get inside Black and Gold, WWL's must-listen podcast for fans.
Yes, Colin.
Of in-depth analysis, exclusive audio, and beat-by-beat breakdowns of every moment of every game.
Okay.
The Inside Black and Gold podcast with Steve Geller and Jeff Nowak, available now. New episodes every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday on the free Odyssey app and anywhere you get your podcast. Get inside Black and Gold today.
One of the things I love about betting on is you combine these props with other bets in the same game to score an even bigger payout. Perfect for tonight's game. Here's what I got. Justin Herbert going over in passing yards. Austin Eckler to score anytime touchdown. I'm taking the over and total points scored. Same game parlay, just one of the reasons I bet with FanDuel. It's easy to use, easy to register, easy to deposit, and easy to find your bet. Plus, when you win, FanDuel pays your winnings super fast. There's no feeling like nailing your same game parlay bet. Lock in your bet today on FanDuel Sportsbook. Do that with FanDuel Sportsbook. No problem. Sign up with promo code Garrett. Your notes for that first bet up to $2,000. And promo code Garrett, GARIC. Make every moment more with FanDuel. Official sportsbook partner of the NFL and WWL Radio. 21 plus and present in LA. Limited purchase only. 3 plus legs. Minimum $1 bet required. Refund issued as non-withdrawable. Free bet expires 7 days after receipt. Free bet $5. Restrictions apply.
Don't find out. Go Rhino Shield. It's your house again. Rhino Shield.
This is Kevin Mamack. If painting your home is still on your to-do list for this year, give yourself the gift of Rhino Shield. You can have your home looking like new. Call Call now and we'll Rhino Shield your home for 20% off the regular price. Rhino Shield is a revolutionary ceramic coating that comes with a 25-year warranty. It's specially formulated for the Gulf Coast climate. Rhino Shield resists mold, fading, and it's more affordable than you think. So give us a call for a free estimate, 504-407-2222, or visit RhinoShieldMidSouth.com. And a very Merry Christmas from all of us at Rhino Shield Mid-South.
Hey, don't find out. Go Rhino Shield. Never paint your house again. Rhino Shield.
Call now and save 20% off the regular price. 504-407-2222, or visit RhinoShieldMidSouth.com.
The Children's Hospital New Orleans Light Up the Season Radiothon continues all weekend, and you can still make a difference. Text CH NOLA to 51555 to make your donation. The kids will appreciate your support. Special thanks to the Ray and Jessica Brandt Family Foundation.
Your home is where the heart is. A roof is its shield. That's why for nearly 30 years, homeowners have trusted Garcia Roofing. For more information, visit GarciaDidMyRoof.com.
Open Heart Jewelers, a custom-made engagement ring can actually cost you less. Why? Because we buy direct. Ta-ta, middleman. Au revoir. There's a great work of art in every box from Oakland Heart on Metairie Road.
Join us at Odyssey as we do our one thing, together millions of things for our planet. This holiday season, invest in some LED Christmas lights. They use significantly less energy than regular bulbs. When we each share our one thing, it becomes a million things for our planet. What's your one thing?
Hey, I'm Andy. If you don't know me, it's probably because I'm not famous. But I did start a grooming company called Harry's. The idea for Harry's came out of a frustrating experience I had buying razor blades. Most brands were overpriced, over-designed, and out of touch. At Harry's, our approach is simple. Here's our secret. We make sharp, durable blades and sell them at honest prices for as low as $2 each. We care about quality so much that we do some crazy things, like buy a world-class German blade factory. Obsessing over every detail means we're confident in offering a 100% quality guarantee. Millions of guys have already made the switch to Harry's. So thank you if you're one of them. And if you're not, we hope you listen to this special offer. Get a Harry starter set with a 5-blade razor, weighted handle, shave gel, and a travel cover. All for just $3 plus free shipping. Just go to harrys.com and enter code JOY at checkout. That's harrys.com, code JOY. Enjoy!
All things legal on WWL. Consult with Sunseri now on the Open Heart Jewelers talking text line. 504-260-1870. And don't forget to rewind on the Odyssey app.
Hey, we're back. Yeah, you know, we got Cullen at the board. I said we're old school. Now, I defined old school as like 60s, 70s, and 80s. Just I don't know how old Cullen is. So he brought. Now that brought back memories of the St. Angelo CYO dances. You know, it's where I learned probably a lot of things you wouldn't think you would learn at a CYO dance. Y'all all know what I mean. Yeah.
So my friend was a real big Led Zeppelin fan, and I went to his house one time and asked his mom, "Where's Coco's?" You know, he's up in his room. I'm downstairs, and I can hear the music playing upstairs in his bedroom. So I get to the top of the steps, and he's got his headphones on.
That's it. See, I wasn't big. Yeah, I wasn't big Led. Now, Stairway to Heaven, you could slow dance for 9 minutes or something. I like that, but that was a big deal. 11 minutes, is that what it is? Yeah, I'm more like old school soul, you know, Spinners and Temptations and Motown. Yeah, absolutely. Also, just before we get to Justin, congratulations to John Curtis on defeating Brother Martin. State championship. JT's back on top. Also, Destrehan High School state champion. Congratulations, Ja Eugene. His dad played also. I think he played Tulane. And, you know, there's probably going to be about 40, you know, every year there's about 40 players between Baton Rouge and New Orleans who play in the NFL. And, you know, so in the Classic you'll probably have 10, 12 players, 15 players who you'll see on Sundays in about 4 or 5 years. So congratulations. That's right. That is why Brian Kelly is here and not still at Notre Dame. All right, let's go to the phone lines. Let's go to Justin. Hey, Justin, you on All Things Legal? How you doing, man?
I'm doing good. Hi, Albert, and welcome back, Doug.
Yeah, well, I was on a plane back from Atlanta. Went to the SEC championship last Sunday, and even though it was fun, I was glad to be there. Just showed LSU's got a little work to do, but they hung in there for the first 12 minutes, and I felt like, hey, they can play with this. They can play with this team if they have no turnovers. I said that. I said they can play with, and then they blocked a kick and ran for a touchdown, and that was that. Oh, yes. Absolutely.
You know who that is?
Who's that?
Your call screen.
Cullen. I just talked to him.
Cullen, I never knew his name. He is a DJ from WQL, one of the greatest radio stations ever made. And when I called WWL, I thought I got the wrong number. It was him.
Gotcha.
So shout out to Cullen. And
All right.
I know his name. Now, let me tell you a story, Doug.
Oh, now, first of all, you okay? I heard you got in a car wreck.
I'm fine.
That reached me back to Atlanta that you were, I got word back. So you okay? All right. I just want to double check that.
I'm doing fine. No one got hurt.
Okay.
And Albert was very supportive and encouraging when I told him the story.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know if you know all the details. Now, it was not a moving accident where I was driving down the road and boom, I was simply pulling out of a parking space and my front bumper caught the lady's rear bumper.
Mm-hmm.
Now, she only got a little bending and a little tiny dent in her rear panel. My entire front end came off.
Oh, my goodness.
And I've been driving for 43 years. This is the only time I've ever gotten in a car crash while I was driving.
So you've been driving for 43 years? So you're 53, huh? So you're 53 now.
Well, I'm 59.
I know you are.
I got my learner's permit at 16. Anyway, the police determined three things, Doug.
Was it?
Determined that I was not under the influence of anything. They understood it was an accident, and they understood I was extremely upset. I was so upset. I wasn't yelling at anybody. I was almost crying in tears. Well, they put me in the back of a police car while they're taking all the notes and everything like that. And they said, "You're not under arrest, Justin. Just sit in the back of the car." They finally told me why they did that, because they said 90% of these kind of crashes, people will run or drive away. And I would never do that. And I told the police, and Albert, I told you this last week. I told the police, first of all, I will admit that I did it, and apologize for it, and I'm paid for the damage, which I've done. But let me tell you, do yourself a favor, Doug. Don't get in a car crash.
No, I try to avoid them at all costs. Now, I do have a little. Now, first of all, just for people who don't know, Justin is the beneficiary of the unfunded Nicaud and Sunseri trust, which being a beneficiary of an unfunded trust has limited benefit. But the second thing is, and I heard this, I thought we were like sort of had something going on here. You calling Scoot about your car wreck? What are you calling Scoot about your car wreck? When no. I found out. Somebody text me that I've got people who watch and hear, and you calling Scoot about a legal issue in your car wreck. I'm just saying. I just had a different view of our relationship, so I'll get over it. I thought it was more exclusive. Yeah.
My dad talked about you.
He did.
Because he met you because you're all his right next door. I love you, Doug. I love you, Albert.
All right.
So don't be jealous.
All right. I'll just have to get over it. We have an open relationship. You can call whatever show you want, and it is what it is. But
Well, I had to share that story because it was
Well, you sound, yeah.
Wait, what?
Well, you have insurance, right?
Oh, I was insured. As a matter of fact, I called my insurance company to make a claim. The police had already done that. And I told them, make sure you take care of her. And it says, well, we're not going to pay for your damage. And I said, don't worry about my damage because it was my fault. But make sure you take care of her. They've done that. So everything worked out. I replaced my new bumper, which I put in myself, my new grill. I'm waiting for the wiring that got ripped out from my left headlight to come into the auto shop, and they're going to take care of that. So,
All right.
Gotcha.
Be careful out there. It's a tough city.
Yeah.
oh, let me tell you, I'm driving a lot slower now, Albert. I'm telling you, very careful.
Well, good. Well, Justin, I glad you're okay, and you know what? You inspired us to talk about what I'm going to ask Albert about after the break. Okay? Because you always bring something to it. And look, it's okay if you call Scoot about your legal issues. I'm over it. All right. All right. All right. All right.
I love all you guys, and thank you for talking to me, and thank you for having a great Sunday, and y'all take care of yourself.
All right. Thanks for the call. Let's go to a break. Albert, on the other side of the break, I'm going to ask you about property damages and car wrecks. And how does that work? And what happens if an insurance company doesn't pay the full extent of your property damages when you do get a car wreck? So let's go to a break. Doug Sunseri, Albert Nicaud, your weekend lawyers, all things legal. We'll be right back after this brief timeout.
Wwl, home of all things legal with Doug Sunseri and Albert Nicaud. Live on the free Odyssey app. If you love the new water show, you want to hear more conservative views like yours. Don't miss Red Meat Roundup, a brand new Odyssey podcast that drops every Friday. You'll hear views from across the U.S. about politics, crime, law and order, and more. Rounded up in an assortment of the tastiest bits of conservative talk. Red Meat Roundup. Check it out now at wwl.com or wherever you get your podcasts.
Drowning in IRS debt? If you can't afford to pay your IRS debt due to economic hardship, you can now be free of IRS collection efforts by taking advantage of a special IRS tax hardship program. This program allows Americans who owe the IRS to resolve their delinquent tax debt once and for all. In some cases, maybe even reducing what you owe significantly. An open phone line has been established by Community Tax for consumers to call and see if they qualify. Simply dial 800-305-6173. If you owe back taxes to the IRS and cannot afford to pay them back or have years of unfiled tax returns, help is standing by. Just call the Community Tax Helpline today at 800-305-6173 for the help that you need. Don't take on the IRS alone. They can attack your wages, savings, pension, home, and even your Social Security check. Call 800-305-6173 to see if you qualify. That's 800-305-6173.
WWL is proudly sponsored by Dudley DeBosier Injury Lawyers. Call 504-444-4444. Non-attorney spokesperson, Chad Dudley, New Orleans.
Turn a loss into a win with BetMGM. Place a one-game parlay wager with at least 4 legs on any pro football game. If all legs of the parlay hit but one, you'll get your stake back in free bets up to $25. Log into your account or download the app and sign up with BetMGM to take advantage of this offer all season long. Just opt into the one-game parlay insurance promotion. This is a one-game parlay wager with 4 legs or more on any pro football game. If you miss on only one leg on your wager, you'll receive
Get out. Yeah.
in free bets. Visit BetMGM.com for terms and conditions.
Joyeux Noel, mes amis. 'Tis the season for all things sparkling, including natural diamonds with open heart. That's even all. But where do I begin? How about with a diamond tennis bracelet? Straight, chic. Oh, or maybe diamond stackable rings. And you can't go wrong with diamond studs. At Oakland Heart, you'll find a long selection of rings, earrings, bracelets, and necklaces in every price range. There's a great work of art in every box from Oakland Heart. Come see, come on Metairie Road.
So how many adjusters has your insurance company assigned to your Hurricane Ida claim? 3, 4, 5? Has your adjuster stopped returning your calls? How many of your emails are being ignored? If this all sounds too familiar, then maybe it's time for you to take the next step. This is Albert Nicaud with the Nicaud and Sunseri Law Firm in Metairie. You paid homeowners insurance premium for years. You deserve to be paid for your time to. When you finally had enough, call me, Albert Nicaud, at 504-837-1304. I'm ready to help you find a good claim pay.
The Children's Hospital New Orleans Light Up the Season Radiothon continues all weekend, and you can still make a difference. Text CH NOAA to 51555 to make your donation. The kids will appreciate your support. Special thanks to the Ray and Jessica Brandt Family Foundation.
Looking for a fun activity for the entire family? Come visit the brand new Wwl at the foot of Canal Street. 34 stories high, millions of stories inside. Tickets are $25 for Louisiana weekends. For more info, visit WWEAllins.com.
Rejuvenate your mornings with Rejuvenate. RejuvenateMedical.com. Are you kidding me? Gas prices are up again. Somebody has to do something. Well, someone did. That's why I use Upside. Upside, what's that? It's a free app that gives you back real money for every gallon of gas or diesel you buy. I just earned 25 cents back for every gallon this day. So the Upside app is free, and you actually get cash back every time you use it. No strings attached. Yep, it's awesome. Check it out. It only takes a couple of minutes to sign up.
Instead of just watching your dollars go into your tank, start putting money back into your wallet with the free app from Upside. With the price of gas today, it's big news and big money. To cash out of your Upside cash, just transfer it to your bank account, PayPal, or a gift card. Upside users have already earned over $200 million. Now it's your turn. Download the free Upside app and get cash back on every gallon of gas. Use promo code HUGE for an extra 25 cents per gallon on your first fill up. That's code HUGE. Use code HUGE for an extra 25 cents per gallon back in your first fill up. Cashback to available gas in New Jersey, Wisconsin.
Join us at Odyssey as we do our one thing. Together, millions of things for our planet. This holiday season, invest in some LED Christmas lights. They use significantly less energy than regular bulbs. When we each share our one thing, it becomes a million things for our planet. What's your one thing?
All things legal on WWL870Am and the Odyssey app. Connect with Sunseri and Albert Nicaud on the Oakland Heart Jewelers Talk and Text line. 504-260-1870.
All right, we're back. Doug Sunseri, Albert Nicaud, your weekend lawyers, making the complex understandable. Real quick, before I ask Albert his questions about property damage, who would have thought you would have said these three words in the same sentence in September? Or four words: Tulane, Cotton Bowl, and USC. I bet you could have, if you put a line on that, you'd put $1 down and you get back about $1 million. So congratulations to the Green Wave. Congratulations to Coach Willie Fritz. And you know what, administration? Get behind this team. Put some money into it, because when you do that, like Alabama, there's no coincidence that Alabama's enrollment and the quality of its students and its endowments have gone up exponentially the last 13, 14 years. And that's because of Nick Saban. If you have a viable football program, high tide raises all boats. And so get behind it.
I love to Willie Fritz calling out that reporter, right? And saying, hey, look, you got it wrong. You said I was leaving. You caused a lot of grief. You'd rather be first than right.
Yes.
And good for him.
Absolutely.
A lot of reporters called out for that, because just those comments right before final, championship game for the conference, could put a lot of doubt in these kids' minds about what their coach is going to do. And so, good for him for standing up for journalism, right?
There you go. I know our friend Reggie Nelly's got to be proud right now. So, congrats. All right. Justin brought up a very interesting issue about property damage in a car wreck. If someone is in a car wreck and they have and they're not at fault and they have property damages, what is the duty the insurance company has to, or the offending insurance company has to do? What's their duty to pay those damages?
So they have a duty to make any payment in the event it's for a vehicle. They have a duty to pay an offer to settle is their duty. It's a little bit different than property damage for other things, for your house, or any other kind of property damage. So they have a duty to offer to settle the case. That is, in cases that interpret that to mean you're offered a settlement doesn't mean a $20,000 demand that you offer $500. Your offer needs to be reasonable, but you have to offer it within 5 working days, not including weekends, to settle the claim. And if you don't, you are responsible for. You have to make an offer with 30 days within to make the demand, but you also have to pay all of their lost rental fees up until the time they get a replacement vehicle. You're required to pay all of that. If you don't make the payment for that property damage, to offer to settle a reasonable amount, and that's very significant, especially over the last year. We've had a lot of car wreck victims that have called us and said, "Hey, look, they're not paying my rental reimbursement, and the auto collision center is telling me it's going to be 6 months before I can get my car fixed because we've got such a backlog in property damage. I mean, in parts,
the supply chain, yeah."
Workers, yeah, there's a whole supply chain issue, and so we've had issues with insurers saying, "Hey, look, this is the letter of the law. You have to pay the entire amount." And so if it goes 6 months, and they'll say, "Well, sorry, we're only paying 30 days." Well, then all of a sudden your arbitration breaches again. So their failure to do that, it subjects them to a 10% penalty on the amounts due, or a minimum of $1,000. It's less than $10,000. But it's a minimum of $1,000 payment plus or a 10% payment, whichever is higher, plus reasonable attorney's fees for the collection of expenses. So they know they're on the clock. They know they have to make that payment. They've got to pay your rental reimbursement. Pardon me, or else they'll be subjected to penalties. And so that's most insurance statutes talk about penalties in favor of what's called a first party insured, meaning my claim against my own insurance company, typically, like for instance an IDA claim. Right, that's your insurance company. You pay those premiums. They owe you that duty. It's a very high duty. But the law does allow third-party claimant claims for property damages because, in fairness, we need to get your property back together. We need to get your vehicle. We need to get you back on the road so you can go work. So the legislature has allowed third-party property damage claims to be another aspect of penalties to be able to be forced against a third-party insurance, somebody else's insurance company.
Now, so basically, if the insurance company doesn't make an offer, a timely offer, they could be liable for what type of penalties?
10% penalty, or up to $1,000.
Now, yeah. Also, I was going to ask you this issue too. We have a lot of victims in car wrecks call, and they said the insurance company is not paying for the full extent of your damages. They're agreeing to pay, and maybe they have some amenities, maybe they did some upgrades to the car. How do you deal with that?
Well, the issue is, it's not just because they don't get penalized just because they didn't pay. They get penalized because their failure to pay was arbitrary and capricious, meaning they had no real basis for the denial of payment or for the underpayment. And so you have to be able to establish that they were arbitrary in their decision. Typically, kind of game they're going to play. And so, having worked probably the first 10 years of my practice doing insurance defense work, with, just from a staffing standpoint, these insurance companies will take their newbies, right, their new adjusters, and they'll put them on these small property damage claims. And they'll get them used to handling claims. And so, they want to do good, right? They want to save the company money. So a lot of times they become a little overzealous in their marking down and reducing claims and not necessarily paying the full amount of the claim. And so it's a shame because that, they want to do great and advance in the company, maybe start handling some minor personal injury cases or maybe handling larger loss property damage claims. And so they're trying to show their boss, hey, I'm doing a great job, look at all the money I'm saving the company. And it's a shame, but that's just one of the realities of that business. And so for the people out there that truly can't afford it the most, right? I've got a used car that might be worth $5,000, and you tell them you're going to give me $1,500 on it. They don't usually have the means to fight it. They don't, and you got to find a lawyer that wants to take on a case like that. Hope that there's an arbitrary excuse and reason for them not paying it, and it's just that's part of the industry.
All right, let's go to a break. Doug Sunseri, Albert Nicaud, your weekend lawyers, making the complex understandable. We'll be right back after this brief timeout.
Wwl from 870Am to 105.3 FM. Always live on the free Odyssey app.
Voila! You've fallen in love. Now, mon ami, it's time to go diamond hunting. The first thing you're going to be introduced to is the 4 C's: cut, color, clarity, and carat. But at Oakland Heart, there's also customization, craftsmanship, conscience, and cost. Here, you'll discover that custom made can actually cost you less. Why? Because we buy direct. Ta-ta, middleman. Au revoir. There's a great work of art in every box from Oakland Heart on Metairie Road.
Hey, I'm Andy. If you don't know me, it's probably because I'm not famous. But I did start a men's grooming company called Harry's. The idea for Harry's came out of a frustrating experience I had buying razor blades. Most brands were overpriced, over-designed, and out of touch. At Harry's, our approach is simple. Here's our secret. We make sharp, durable blades and sell them at honest prices for as low as $2 each. We care about quality so much that we do some crazy things, like buy a world-class German blade factory. Obsessing over every detail means we're confident in offering a 100% quality guarantee. Millions of guys have already made the switch to Harry's, so thank you if you're one of them. And if you're not, we hope you give us a try with a special offer. Get a Harry's starter set with a 5-blade razor, weighted handle, shave gel, and a travel cover, all for just $3 plus free shipping. Just go to harrys.com and enter code JOY at checkout. That's harrys.com, code JOY. Enjoy.
Join us at Odyssey as we all do our one thing. Together, millions of things for our planet. Avoid giving useless knickknacks this holiday season and look for durable items that will last for years. When we each are our one thing, it becomes a million things for our planet. What's your one thing?
Before you hire someone to work on your home or business, protect yourself. Go to LAcontractor.org and make sure he or she is licensed in Louisiana. That's LAcontractor.org for a list of over 26,000 licensed contractors. Get your money, make wise decisions, and protect yourself.
Fall brings a chill in the air. It also brings falling prices. For a limited time, get $2,000 off. That's right, $2,000 off any.
Hey, Doug, you there?
Yeah, Colin. Yeah.
Right, we have Marcia calling, asking about a parent's death, with regards to like an estate and like who gets.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Gotcha. How many minutes do we got when we come back?
You'll have about 3 to 4 minutes.
Ask her if she wants to hold on the hour and we can give her a lot more time after the news. I mean, we'll do it. Yeah.
Listen to In the Huddle, available on the Odyssey app or wherever you get your podcasts.
Drowning in IRS debt? If you can't afford to pay your IRS debt due to economic hardship, you can now be free of IRS collection efforts by taking advantage of a special IRS tax hardship program. This program allows Americans who owe the IRS to resolve their delinquent tax debt once and for all.
Yeah, she's fine with it.
Okay, good. That'll work out better because we'll need the extra time.
Has been established by Unity Tax for consumers to call and see if they qualify. Simply dial 800-305.
You guys are back in 30, so you'll have a ballot form.
Okay, good.
Afford to pay them back or have years of unfiled tax returns. Help is standing by. Just call the Community Tax Helpline today at 800-305-6173 for the help that you need. Don't take on the IRS alone. They can attack your wages, savings, pension, home, and even your Social Security check. Call 800-305-6173 to see if you qualify. That's 800-305-6173.
Now, more All Things Legal. Underwritten by Nicaud and Sunseri Law Firm. All advice given and opinions shared solely those of attorneys Albert Nicaud and Doug Sunseri. Back to WWL.
Hey, we're back. Doug Sunseri, Albert Nicaud, your weekend lawyers. Cullen must be a rock and roll guy, headbanger there, huh? That's some.
That's really not old school. I'm not sure. It might be old school for him, maybe.
Yeah, that's it. That's it. Old school rock and roll. No, that's old school headbang. Okay, I'm going to ask you one other question about property damage before the news. You know, I live in Madisonville. I always see these car shows with all these, souped up cars, restored cars, and you have these car aficionados, and when they get in a wreck, the insurance company says they go by blue book value, and they're saying, no, I put these amenities in here that increase the value of the vehicle, and you have that dispute. How do you prove that your car has a enhanced value as opposed to your, maybe a standard car in connection with a property damage claim?
Russell, the car is over 20 years old. You can register it as an antique. And then the insurance company will look at the vehicle. So if you've got a 69 Corvette, and you've got it all in great shape, there's a market for that. There's a value for that beyond, a 69 Tinto. And so you can register that or let them know on the front end. Let your agent know what the type of vehicle is. Hey, look, this is a classic car. Typically it's the vehicle I don't drive all the time. Keep it in its garage kept or keep it covered. And I take it out on the weekend, cruise the lakefront, or I take it to car shows, or cruising the coast, that kind of thing. And so there's a special type of insurance for that. But in terms of special equipment, you can certainly add that to the value of the vehicle. And just take pictures of it beforehand. Make sure people you're able to establish. Hey, look, I had special headers on it. I had this, and this, and so it's not just your typical 1979 Pontiac. It's a Trans Am with the logo and the disc, and it's been totally restored. New everything. These days, if you put a full tank of gas in it,
There you go. That's extra $70. So there you go. All right. Well, I think we're. I heard the signal. I guess we got another minute, but if we're going to go to hour number 2, Marcia said she's going to hold on. She's got a question regarding estates, and I have a question also talking about for Albert about co-owned property and estates, and also how to value property in a estate proceeding. So hour number 2, we'll talk a little bit about estates. So Marcia, just hang on. We're going to national news, local news, and we'll be back on hour number 2. Doug Sunseri, Albert Nicaud, your weekend lawyers, all things legal, and Wwl AM, FM, Odyssey.com. We make the complex understandable. So stay tuned for hour number 2. We'll be back in about 8 minutes.
on the Hour, sponsored by Rocket Mortgage.
Linda Kenyon in Washington. The man accused of making the bomb that blew up Pan Am Flight 103 over Lockerbie, Scotland in 19...
Sorry about that, Doug. I was on the phone right as 5850 hit, but I do have another caller for you.
He's Scotland correspondent.
The United States announced charges against Abu Ajila Masood 2 years ago, alleging that he played a key role in the bombing. Last month, it was reported that he had been kidnapped by a militia group in Libya, leading to speculation that he would be handed over to the American authorities to stand trial.
The Justice Department says he will make his initial court appearance in Washington, D.C. The Lockerbie bombing killed all 259 people on board the plane and 11 people on the ground. Brace yourself for some rough weather.
Really bad weather moving across the south. We could see tornadoes. Also a blizzard in the northern plains at the same time.
Hey, Doug, you there?
Tuesday and into Wednesday, the rain moves into the southeast. This is going to be a very impactful system from coast to coast.
Dr. Greg Postel at the Weather Channel. Morocco advances to the World Cup semifinals to face France. CBS's Ben Jacobs.
Even though this World Cup is in Qatar, it feels now like it's a home World Cup for Morocco because they're garnering support from all of the Middle East and from North Africa and from the neutrals as well. And the stadium's going to be buzzing. It's going to be predominantly Moroccan red, and France are going to have to deal with that.
France and Morocco will face off on Wednesday. Want to protect yourself amid the newest COVID surge?
A huge lesson from this pandemic has been that these respiratory viruses are spread through the air. We've learned that masks are effective.
That's CBS's Dr. John LaPook. The death of actress Kirstie Alley has brought renewed focus to colon cancer. CBS's Jim Kursula reports.
Medical professionals are now recommending that people start getting colonoscopies at 45 rather than 50. Doctors, including David Bryant, are seeing more younger people getting colon cancer.
We're not quite sure why that is. We think some of it has to do with lifestyle and diet.
Some 100,000 Americans are diagnosed with colon cancer each year, with just over half of those cases being fatal.
Just 20 miles south of the Nebraska-Kansas state line, crews are trying to clean up the Keystone Pipeline's largest ever oil spill. Randy Hubbard is Washington County Emergency Preparedness Coordinator.
It's a continuing effort to determine what happened.
Nearly 150 crew members have been on the scene. Russia continues its assault on the Ukrainian power stations. Much of the area remains in the dark. Russia using Iranian-made drones. This is CBS News.
Presented by Rocket Mortgage. Whether you're looking to purchase a new home or refinance yours, Rocket Mortgage can help you get there. For home loan solutions that fit your life, Rocket can.
Eric was way behind on his taxes.
I owed a lot of money to the IRS, almost $15,000. I tried to make payments.
The IRS wasn't satisfied with Eric's efforts, so they came after him full force.
They're coming to put a lien in a home.
Hey, Doug, you back?
Income, my home, my car. I was just overwhelmed at what to do.
Then Eric called Optima Tax Relief.
When Optima Tax got involved, the cars would stop, the threats would stop. It was easy like 1, 2, 3.
Optima Tax Relief is A+ rated by the Better Business Bureau, and their team of expert tax professionals took care of Eric's problem.
I owe $15,000, and now my debt is clean. I don't owe anything.
Take Eric's advice.
If you have a tax problem, you need to call Optima Tax now.
Call Optima Tax Relief for a free consultation. Call 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460. Optima 6460. 800-343-6460. Optima 6460. 800-343-6460.
Your local weather expert, WWL TV meteorologist Michelle Morgan. Candidate Devontae Lewis defeated three-term incumbent Lambert Boissier in last night's runoff for Public Service Commissioner. Lewis becomes the first openly gay candidate to win a statewide office in Louisiana. 3 amendments on the statewide ballot passed. WWL TV's Lily Cummings has this look.
Voters across the state decided to approve all 3 of the amendments that were on the ballot. Amendment 1 will ban people who aren't U.S. citizens from registering to vote or casting ballots in Louisiana. It passed with 73% voting yes. Amendment 2 is approved with changes well, moving forward. The state Senate East asked for Amendment 3. The state Senate will now have to confirm 6 nominees that are named by the governor in the state police commission, thanks to 72% voting yes.
Christmas cheer is once again marching in Harahan. WWL News' Reese Gibson reports.
WX Harahan Road Christmas Parade is back on this year. The city said that the parade could be canceled because it couldn't find enough police officers to keep people safe. The police chief sent out an email saying the parade will indeed roll. The city now has enough officers, and the parade is next Saturday, the 17th at noon. And we'll wind up on Jefferson Highway near 4th Street. We'll go down Jefferson Highway and get near Winn-Dixie.
WWL.
Doug, you back?
I'm here.
Sorry about that at the end. It's my bad. But
No big deal.
You have, after Marcia, you have a Doug calling about Social Security.
Okay. Gotcha.
And then Sam, who said they were a freaking caller, asking about an insurance merry-go-round that they're being dragged about.
Okay. Gotcha. Okay.
Takes the lead with 3:22 to play in the game.
And congratulations to the other 7 state champs: John Curtis, Manny, Fletcher, St. Charles Catholic, St. Thomas More, Washington Christian, and Oak Grove. And last night, UNC sophomore quarterback Caleb Williams received a coveted Heisman Trophy for his incredible 2022 season. Williams threw 4,075 yards with 37 touchdowns and 10 rushing touchdowns to only 4 interceptions. Next up, the Tulane Greenway faced the Heisman winner, the Trojans, in the Cotton Bowl on Monday, January 2nd. Charlie Long, WWL Sports. Now, your Garcia Roofing forecast on WWL.
Showers and a few thunderstorms are likely as we go through the morning and also the early afternoon hours due to a weak cold front. Currently around a few downpours, but the flooding potential very low today. Later on this afternoon, things should begin to dry out. We'll be left in mostly cloudy conditions with a daytime high climbing into the middle 70s. On Monday, a few isolated showers are possible, really hit or miss, with our daytime high climbing into the lower 70s under mostly cloudy conditions. Another cold front is expected to pull through the area. This cold front will be much stronger than today's cold front, and we may see.
We're back in about 15.
Okay.
Out of it as we go through our Tuesday night into our Wednesday morning. From the local electric forecast center, I'm WWL.
And I'm Tom Peruvian, WWL First News.
From WWL, the news, talk, sports powerhouse in the Gulf South, it's All Things Legal with Doug Sunseri and Albert Nicaud. Underwritten by Nicaud and Sunseri Law Firm. Join us on the Oakland Art Jewelers Talk and Text Line, 504-260-1870, or anytime, anywhere on the Odyssey app. Now, to our Jefferson Financial Federal Credit Union studios in the heart of New Orleans, here are attorneys Albert Nicaud and Doug Sunseri.
Hey, we're back. Doug Sunseri, Albert Nicaud, your weekend lawyers, all things legal. Hour number 2. We're on till 10 o'clock. Call lines are full. And before we go to Marcia, she's got a state question. We're congratulations to LSU basketball. Down by 20 against Wake Forest. Came back. KJ Williams scored 35 points. Apparently, in college basketball, you have a new team every year now. So it's just the way it is. So the next, yes, and it came from Murray State with Coach McMahon. So I guess he might be the next LSU superstar. So keep an eye on him. They seem to be pretty.
Well, shout out. I'm kind of disappointed in the news coverage over the hour. They mentioned the UNC quarterback playing in the Cotton Bowl, but didn't say playing against Tulane.
There you go.
The thing about the Pelicans, this is a big, like we talked about earlier, big playoff type atmosphere against the Suns, but nothing's mentioned in the news. I have to call somebody about that.
All right, we'll call who did the sports. We'll call yes. Well, we're supplementing. We'll supplement in the meantime. And yes, today will be, I will say, the most important basketball game played in December, probably since Pete Maravich played for LSU against Tulane. It's a big game, so it's be a lot of fun. All right, let's go to phone lines. Let's go to Marcia. She's got a question regarding estates. Hey, Marcia, and all things legal with Doug Sunseri and Albert Nicaud.
Good morning, Joe. Thank you for taking my call.
Sure.
There's a situation where my husband's mother is in the process of passing right now.
Mm-hmm.
And the father, the husband, they have a reverse mortgage on their home,
Mm-hmm.
and the home is valued at probably $225, $250, and their reverse mortgage is at $135,000.
Mm-hmm.
So when she passes, he will have use of the house, which is fine. However, can the children file something to where more reverse mortgage money isn't taken out of the house, or to free their portion of 50% of their mother's estate?
Are they both on the mortgage?
Yeah.
Okay. That's an interesting question. Does she have a will?
I'm sure she does.
Because the will may provide. Well, first thing you'd have to do is check the will, because the will may provide some additional relief on the usufruct. For example, if there's no will, the children could theoretically have the mother post the bond for, or the father's portion of post the bond to for their portion of the usufruct. Theoretically, that very rarely happens, because it doesn't help at Christmas dinner if you force your surviving parent to post a bond for their for your parents' portion, the surviving parents' portion of the property. A lot of times in a will, they will dispense with the necessity of posting a bond.
Yeah, there's no stability between the siblings and the father. So
that
makes it difficult.
Yeah.
That's the question in the first place, right?
I mean, is there a lien or something that my husband can say any portion of that would be my estate needs to stay intact, or?
Well, is the husband's? Does he have a will that disposes of his portion of property to someone besides their children?
No.
Okay.
It's the feeling that it's the impression by the children that probably after her passing, his girlfriend's moving in.
Oh.
So they're just trying to protect.
Well, I got you. Under those circumstances, okay, so they're married, but the dad has a girlfriend, and his wife is dying. Do I have that right? All right. Well, we got a little more of a Kardashian spin to this. So I would say that the children theoretically could ask the court to post a bond for his portion of the reverse mortgage payments. In theory, he is supposed to take those payments and have two accounts. One account for his portion of the mortgage payments, and one account for the usufruct payments. Now, he could use any interest on that. Now, he could use the usufruct. Right, but he's receiving payments. He's receiving payments on a reverse mortgage.
He's taking out what they need.
Yeah, right. Now,
he has pensions that pays all of his bills, so he doesn't
now
require that money.
He could use that. He could use the deceased parent's portion to pay community debt. Okay, he can use that. So it depends on how the accounting. If there's money left over, then in theory, the kids could post a bond for the half of the monthly reverse mortgage payment that is for the decedent. Now, he gets to use it, he gets to maintain it, and from a pragmatic standpoint, since they were both, married, it sounds like for a long time, it would sort of wash out. But that would be, I guess the best way, yes, they could do it in theory, ask for a bond to maintain that money in a certain account. But in practice, it very rarely happens when you have two parents who've been married a long time.
And you have to also look at the reverse mortgage contract.
Yeah.
They both signed it and agreed to it. That may prime. I don't know what his mom may have agreed to, while she was lucid in people's contract. That was her to give him, ownership over that. They don't have to leave a usufruct or make an ownership to the children. So I think that's a starting point, is to look at the reverse mortgage contract and what it says and see what rights she may have given up as a result.
Right, that's it. I think it's, you see, it's very unusual.
That's not going to be easy to do. That's not going to be easy to do.
What do you mean?
It's not going to be easy to get a hold of that contract.
Yeah.
Well, it would be filed with it would be filed with the mortgage conveyance records.
Okay.
So you can get it from the parish, mortgage and conveyance records. So you can get that. It's sort of there's a lot of different ways that could go. Because I think there's another issue as to whether the payments would be considered, as Albert said, upon the death of one spouse, it may be the sole obligation, sole benefit of the surviving spouse. In that case, you may not have a usufruct issue. It may just go directly to the surviving parent. So I think on this one, you're going to have to read the fine print and then, decide what can and cannot be done. Again, it's very unusual to, like, if you have mom and dad who were married for 50 years and then dad dies and you got 4 kids and they tell mom, you know what, mom, we want you to post a bond and we'll see you over at Christmas dinner for dad's portion. Those two things don't coincide, and usually that only happens if there's some type of disruption within the family, because usually the surviving spouse is going to give everything to the same children anyway. So we'll just wait. It'll happen then.
So they just didn't want the rest of it to be withdrawn, and
yeah.
They haven't got any recent money from there and didn't have any intentions to. They just didn't want him to get the rest of it. And
Right. Well, and that's what happens. A lot of times you'll have mom and dad who are married. Let's say dad dies. Okay. Or let's make it probably more realistic. Mom dies, and dad wants to remarry, maybe, or at that point, we do often get inquiries from the kids, and dad has a usufruct saying, hey, we want to have a segregation of what money's ours and what money's going to be in the new community. And in those cases, a lot of times, if the will allows, they will make a request for a bond for the usufruct money. In other words, some type of security to make sure that he's maintaining that usufruct money for the children, and they're not using it, it's not getting leaked into the other estate. So in concept, you can do that, and that generally happens when you have a spouse that gets remarried or is about to be remarried, or or living together in some type of relationship. So yes, so like Albert said, you have to read the reverse mortgage. What parish is a reverse mortgage in? Yeah, you go mortgage and conveyance records, or if you know an attorney, they can pull it for you. It's electronically. You get an attorney to pull it for you, and then you get a copy. You can call us 504-837-1304. I mean, you just hop online and get it, and then you read the terms and conditions, and you see what rights the kids have, and whether it stays, whether the payments go to the surviving parent outright, and it becomes their benefit, or it's a joint benefit that half of it would be part of, in this case, mom's estate, and that would be subject to protection.
Okay, perfect. That's exactly what we wanted to know, and you've clarified it perfectly for us, and we'll take that next step.
Okay.
Think about it. Let us know what happens. It's an interesting question.
Yeah, it is. It is.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Albert, you're starting to see more of these situations occur because, people, we're just living longer. And a lot of times, if you might have a spouse that passes in their early 70s, a lot of people say, I got another 20 years, to live, and I don't want to live by myself. And then they, decide they get into another relationship or marriage, but that poses some complications as for what money, is from the prior estate, the new estate, and how that is all interacted. And estate planning is very, very important in those cases in order to keep the kids from having a lot of unnecessary disruption and a form of warfare in a lot of ways. So, all right, let's go to a break. Sunseri and Albert Nicaud, your weekend lawyers, making the complex understandable. We'll be right back after this brief time out.
WWL, home of your New Orleans Saints. Always live on the free Odyssey app. If you just can't get enough black and gold coverage, we've got the fix. Get inside black and gold, WWL's must-listen podcast for fans who need that extra dose of in-depth analysis, exclusive audio, and beat-by-beat breakdowns of every moment of every game. The Inside
Hey, Coleman.
Podcast with Steve Geller and Jeff Nowak.
Coleman, we're going to take Sam first, okay?
Every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday.
Got it, with the insurance.
Yeah.
Podcasts. Get inside black and gold today.
Hey, I mean, if you don't know me, it's probably not things. But I did start a men's grooming company called Harry's. The idea for Harry's came out of a frustrating experience I had buying razor blades. Most brands were overpriced, overdesigned, and out of touch. At Harry's, our approach is simple. Here's our secret. We make sharp, durable blades and sell them at honest prices for as low as $2 each. We care about quality so much that we do some crazy things, like buy a world-class German blade factory. Obsessing over every detail means we're confident in offering a 100% quality guarantee. Millions of guys have already made the switch to Harry's, so thank you if you're one of them. And if you're not, we hope you give us a try with this special offer. Get a Harry starter set with a 5-blade razor, weighted handle, shave gel, and a travel cover. All for just $3 plus free shipping. Just go to harrys.com and enter code JOY at checkout. That's harrys.com, code JOY. Enjoy.
Join us at Odyssey as we do our one thing, together millions of things for our planet. This holiday season, invest in some LED Christmas lights. They use significantly less energy than regular bulbs. When we each share our one thing, it becomes a million things for our planet. What's your one thing?
Protect what matters most with ABC fire and burglar alarms, security systems, monitoring, automation, and cameras for your home or business. Stay secure and connected at an affordable price. Call ABC today, 889-9795.
According to the French poet Madeleine de Scudery, the indifferent have only one soul, but when you love, you have two. Of course, when you love, there's only one place to go for wedding jewelry, and that's Oakland Heart. We search the world for only the most beautiful diamonds, and then we put our master craftsmen to work, creating one-of-a-kind rings you'll treasure toujours. It's true. Stay play. There's a great work of art in every box from Oakland Heart on Metairie Road.
And now, it's time for your weekly sports update, powered by Northern Tool and Equipment. After beating Kansas City, Cincinnati's young quarterback looks ahead to the last few weeks of the regular season as he leads the team to the top spot in their division. Cincinnati is keeping it close with Baltimore and continues to close the gap. They are ready to face Cleveland and Tampa Bay in the coming weeks to keep their postseason chances alive. This sports update is powered by Northern Tool and Equipment. Shop online at northerntool.com.
This message sponsored by the Louisiana Workforce Commission. Our focus is ways to get you back to work, Louisiana. I'm Samantha Lovato. Come to our office. We have the resources and services you need. The people who work here have the passion to do the work. One thing we want them to know is that they matter. There is a great need here in the city of New Orleans. One of the things that we're trying to do here is provide opportunities. We are ready to get the citizens of New Orleans back to work.
Find out how the Louisiana Workforce Commission can help you at laworks.net.
You know what ticks me off? Tax consultants that steal their clients' money, promising to fix things and never do. They keep taking money and taking money and taking money and never fix their problems with the IRS. I started tax relief after seeing so many people lose thousands and thousands of dollars. So if you have unpaid taxes, federal, state, or local, or even worse, unpaid payroll taxes, meet with us, local experts who work every day to make problems like yours go away. This one local phone call immediately puts our back at 30 on your behalf. In most cases, reducing what you owe, stopping collection letters, and getting this burden off your mind. You're not alone. It happens to thousands of people every day. Call now. We'll handle this quickly and locally. We're Louisiana Tax Relief.
Call 293-0011. 293-0011. Louisiana Tax Relief. 293-0011.
All things legal with Sunseri and Albert Nicaud on WWL and Odyssey Station. Connect now on the Oakwood Heart Jewelers Talk and Text line 504-260-1870.
Hey, we're back. Doug Sunseri, Albert Nicaud, your weekend lawyers. Is that more Led Zeppelin? I don't know who that is. Like I said, I was too busy wanting to be a temptation. All right, let's go to the phone line. I wasn't fully qualified. It was obvious, but I wanted to be one. There's a couple of things that were in the way. All right. Let's go to Sam. I think he's got a Hurricane Ida question. Hey, Sam, you on all things legal. What you have for us, brother? Billy Preston. Billy Preston. I know. I know.
Yeah, exactly. And then, of course, there's the Black Beatles, the Commodores, you know.
Yeah.
I
I could have been a good Commodore, too, I think. I would have done good. I would have done all right.
think so. I understand you dance really well.
Only after about 6 bourbon and 7s.
And the hang up, it's amazing, this Donald, he doesn't take phone calls, you know, just the text, it's a one-way communication. And once again, false information, if your claim is with LIDA, he says that they're resolving those very quickly because of the volume, they're trying to get everybody, you know, resolved before deadlines, because they're dealing with 82,000 people before the tech company, took the bankruptcy court crack pipe. Now, what my hang-up is not directly with LIDA. It's with this TSI adjusters who mishandled my claim last year. If they would have handled my claim properly, and again, number one assumption, I'm not going to get everything I'm trying to get. Like you and Albert have said with Ida and all kinds of other cases, you have to look at, like, what's the most that you're going to get out of what you're trying to get versus your time. It doesn't benefit us to drag it on over 3 years for another $1,000. So you're very time aware of the situation. Unlike most attorneys, they like just dragging it on to death, you know, and wrap it up when they wrap it up. But my question is that if this TSI adjusters would have finalized me, so that's from October last year, so when 7th of January took the bankruptcy route, which the foreign company had some stuff the financials not bankrupt, that's another story. And so they had 9 months to resolve it either way with myself. They delayed it. They didn't adjust my claim properly. They actually were off half on my roof, and I couldn't figure it out because three different roofing companies that didn't directly know each other, they're all within $500 on my roofing while I found out, because the first adjuster with TSI didn't even measure my roof. Now, my question is that, again, they're messing this up, and when I finally found out that TSI was my adjuster again, that's where stupid me, I should have checked out, should have said, nope, someone else. No. But stupid me, I'm thinking, well, they have my file already, they have my supplement already, let's pick it up in the middle of the ball game at halftime. All right, well, that proves that's why I'm not a football coach either. So, anyway, they batted around between October 6th and right after Thanksgiving. I talked to 6 desk adjusters. It took me 4 desk adjusters and 4 complaints with LIGA that made CYA calls to TSI to get a live adjuster out there. Now, the question is that when I was with the in-person adjuster, independent contractor, he said that they'll have a report the next day. I said, my review, he says, no, he says, TSI is telling us they need that report on their desk within 24 hours. So it's interesting that they hold their contractors' feet to the fire while they're dragging it out forever. Now, they're refusing to give me a copy of the on-site report by Mr. Nunez. But with everything we went through, we took pictures of all my windows, where I lost ground screen, everything. TSI said we're going to replace one window. I had to replace 2 storm doors, and which I did already out of pocket. I gave the invoice. TSI says $329 for one storm door. You don't get $129 storm door for $389 at Home Depot. So how do I get this live?
Hang on a minute.
Yeah.
Okay, first of all, if you request a copy in writing of their claim summary or estimate, they have to provide it to you within 15 days, or else they will be subjected to penalties.
But it's LIGA. But that's LIGA. There's no penalty.
The actual on-site adjusters report. They're refusing to give that to me. They're just giving me their summary.
The law basically says that adjuster is a representative of the insurance company. And so the only party that you have a claim against will be the insurance company for penalties and attorney's fees. So once you lose that right and that company goes insolvent, you have no rights against the third party adjusting company, the TPA. You have no rights against that party for penalties and attorney's fees. So you are dealing with LIGA, but what you need to do is be the squeaky wheel, stay on the phone, keep calling. When you get somebody, thank you, I'm so glad to talk to you. I'd appreciate it if you could really help me. You'll catch more flies with sugar, and just try to keep taking control of your own claim and pushing it forward. If you get to the point where that can't happen anymore, we talked about this a little earlier in the show, that if you change things, you may get, if you step it out higher an attorney, you may get a next level adjuster who may not have as many claims as the lower level adjuster, and may be able to evaluate your claim a little quicker with LIGA.
Now, am I legally not obligated? Do I have the legal right to get a copy of the on-site adjuster's report? Because that's the discrepancy. I'd be willing to bet that what he looked at is pretty close to what I'm pursuing.
At some point you
TSI is refusing to give me his report, and since he's hired by TSI, he can't do that on his own. So I talked with him about it. He said that'll have to come from TSI.
That's correct.
He
can't give you his report. The only person that can give you the report, it will be your desk adjuster for LIGA. And so insurance companies now that have gone insolvent, and so you're looking at a pretty high count. I mean, we've had situations. I've had more than one, probably 5 or 6, where we've agreed and with the insurance company and signed releases. Yeah, sign a release will send you a check. Well, they don't send you a check, and next thing you know, they've gone insolvent. So now we've got to start that same claim with FLIGA all over again for an amount that we've agreed upon, and and they want, we need to readjust it because that's that's the rule we have to follow. So they send somebody else out and waste more money, and then they end up paying you what they agreed to way back when. So
there's two sides being paid by the hour. That's why they're dragging it out. Now, I've requested a different adjustment company. So hopefully that we start, but again, we're starting over again.
Yeah. Now,
I don't see any difference with LIGA.
yeah. Well, I think the moral of the story is when you're dealing with LIGA, what makes insurance companies that are solvent move is the threat and penalties and attorney's fees, and you have that hammer over their head as an enforcement mechanism. You don't have that with LIGA, so you're going to have to change your tactics. You can't use those tactics. Well, yeah.
LIGA can't give me more than CSI is stated, so I'm not blaming LIGA except for the fact that they're high CSI.
Right.
But thank you all so much, and finally I'm a customer. Thank you.
All right. Thanks for the call. Let's go to a break. Doug Sunseri, Albert Nicaud, your weekend lawyers on Wwl AM, FM, and Odyssey.com, making the complex understandable. We'll be right back after this brief timeout.
WWL, home of the LSU Fighting Tigers. Always live on the free Odyssey app.
On your Back to Work Monday edition of WWL First News, we'll break down the transfer portal and some of LSU's roster changes with Mike Detillier and talk some Saints Falcons. Plus, Louisiana saw some small gains in reading scores, but we still have a ways to go. What can be done to get scores even higher? And we'll take a look at the week ahead on Wall Street with Monday Morning Markets with Mark Rosa, President and CEO of Harrison Financial Federal Credit Union. Join me, Tommy Tucker, 6 till 10 a.m. live, local.
Who do we have on the line, Coleman, on the board?
Now is the perfect time to download FanDuel.
Coleman?
#1 sportsbook. Because right now.
Yeah, Colin's screening the call right now. Right now you have it, Doug.
Colin.
Somebody else right quick.
Okay.
Yeah, there's a rock bumper here. We're not picking the music verbatim, so it's not us picking the song.
No, I got you.
Payout with same game parlay. Plus, you get your winnings super fast when you win. All our app is safe, secure, and super easy to use. So sign up today with promo code Garrett for your no sweat first bet. That's promo code Garrett. Make every moment more this season with FanDuel, official sportsbook partner of the NFL and WWL Radio.
21 plus and present in LA. Permitted parishes only. First online real money wager only. Refund issued is non-withdrawable. Free bets that expire in 14 days. Restrictions apply. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem and wants help, call 1-877-770-STOP.
It takes nature at least 1 billion years to make a natural diamond. You can take at least 15 minutes to check out the diamond stud earrings at Open Heart Jewelers. Our diamond stud earrings have what the French call a certain je ne sais quoi. Their beauty is hard to put into words. See, there's just no mistaking Oakland Heart Diamond.
Hey, Doug?
Yes.
And brilliance.
After Doug, we have Dee Dee, I think, I could be getting the name wrong, about prescriptions and something else I can't even remember. But it was
V as in Victor, D as in David, VD.
Yes, and they're asking about prescriptions.
Okay.
But they do have a second question that follows that up.
Okay.
Merci, Janet and Kristen. You know, stars don't just belong at the top of the Christmas tree. They belong in her ears. And Oakland Heart has a huge selection of diamond stud earrings in every price range. Joyeux Noel, everybody. There's a great work of art in every box from Oakland Heart on Metairie Road.
It's here in cold air. So Keeps Air Conditioning, Heating, and Electrical offers a 25-point precision heater and AC tune-up for only $79. That's right, a 25-point tune-up for just $79. Plus a free carbon monoxide detector to keep your family safe. Call Keeps and get your heater ready to keep you warm inside. Keeps AC, Heating, and Electrical at 1-833-4KEEPS or online at Keeps.com.
earrings are 25% off. That's right, all earrings. An incredible 25% off. Diamond studs, diamond hoops, colored gemstone earrings, designer earrings, all earrings included. Who wouldn't love a beautiful pair of diamond stud earrings for Christmas? Make it happen this weekend and save an unprecedented 25%. Best prices of 2022. Special financing available too. Friday through Sunday only, and only at Diamonds Direct.
The Children's Hospital New Orleans Light Up the Season Radiothon continues all weekend, and you can still make a difference. Text CH NOLA to 51555 to make your donation. The kids will appreciate your support. Special thanks to the Ray and Jessica Brown Family Foundation.
Join us at Odyssey as we all do our one thing. Together, millions of things for our planet. Avoid getting useless knickknacks this holiday season, and look for durable items that will last for years. When we each share our one thing, it gives a million things for our planet. What's your one thing?
Are you kidding me? Gas prices are up again? Somebody has to do something. Well, someone did. That's why I use Upside. Upside? What's that? It's a free app that pays you back real money for every gallon of gas or diesel you buy. I just earned 25 cents back on every gallon of this. Hold on. So the Upside app is free and you actually get cash back every time you use it? No strings attached? Yeah, it's awesome. Check it out. It only takes a couple of minutes to sign up.
Instead of just watching your dollars go into your tank, start putting money back into your wallet with the free app from Upside. With the price of gas today, it's big news and big money. To cash out of your Upside cash, just transfer it to your bank account, PayPal, or a gift card. Upside users have already earned over $200 million. Now it's your turn. Download the free Upside app and get cash back on every gallon of gas. Use promo code HUGE for an extra 25 cents per gallon on your first fill-up. That's code HUGE. Use code HUGE for an extra 25 cents per gallon back in your first fill-up. Cashback's eligible. Gas meters and stuff.
Get locked into You Better You Bet, presented by BetMGM. With Nick Costos and Ken Barkley on the BetQL network.
Back in 20 foot.
Okay, thanks.
This might be a sinking pirate. I mean, what are you going to pick? The Niners? There might be players left. You pick the Packers? Desperately need to trade for a wide receiver, and one just went to Arizona. Maybe the other one will go to Green Bay.
You Better You Bet, 3 to 7 p.m. Eastern from the BetQL network.
Always live on the free Odyssey app.
All things legal on WWL. Consult with Nico and Sunseri now on the Open Heart Jewelers Talk and Text line 504-260-1870. And don't forget to rewind on the Odyssey app.
All right, we're back. Doug Sunseri, Albert Nicaud, your weekend lawyers. Let's go to phone lines. Let's go to a Doug. He's got a social security question. Hey, Doug, what do you have for us, brother?
Doug, this is Doug.
Yes.
I get Social Security disability.
Mm-hmm.
My wife gets nothing because she didn't work long enough. When I die, will she get anything from me that she...
Or you're on SSDI, right?
Social Security disability, yes.
And I think, how long have y'all been married? More than 10 years?
Oh, yeah.
There is, there. I don't know the exact rules, but conceptually, been married more than 10 years, they would receive some type of benefit from SSDI upon your death. Yes.
Okay.
A survivor benefit.
You have any kind of clue how much money she may get?
Well, that's a calculation that's done by the Social Security. It's different for everyone. So it's based on your SSDI, what you paid into it, and how much you're receiving. But no, I would say actually your Social Security office could tell you that if you can get into it. But there's a no. I know. I don't know as far as the numbers are concerned. I just know conceptually she would be. But yeah, I can't. I don't even want to hazard to guess because I don't know the computations. I just know the concepts. Yeah, she should get something if she's married more than 10 years and you're on SSDI. 60. All right, let me ask you this. I love to ask this question if you don't mind. I'm going to digress. I always ask this of estate clients who've been married. What is the secret to staying married 60 years?
Never go to bed angry at each other.
There you go.
Work it out, do something.
All right. Well,
You drive it before you go to bed, or you stay up all night long.
there you go. It's good advice. Good advice. All right. I'm sorry I can't tell you how much, but you would be entitled to some benefit upon death. But you're going to be around for a long time, so that's not going to be an issue, all right? All right, Doug. Okay. Oh, you were a child bride then, huh? That's it. That's it. All right. All right, Doug. Thanks for the call. Good luck. God bless, and congratulations on being married 60 years. Let's go to VD on the line. He's got a question. What you got for us, VD?
I have a couple of questions. And they're both related to prescription.
Okay.
The first question is, what is prescription in Louisiana for suing my general contractor for faulty construction and failure to remedy?
All right. You got the guru for that one, Albert. Take it.
There is a 5-year prescriptive period unless it's a new home. New home warranty has
It is a new home.
It is a new home.
Yes.
That's correct. It is. Okay. So under the new home
Correct.
warranty.
It is a new home.
All right. Under the new home warranty act, you have 1 year plus 30 days to file suit from the date you either moved in or received a certificate of occupancy for general construction deficiencies. Got issues with the doors, with this, with that, regular general construction. You have 2 years plus 30 days. All right, so you have 2 years plus 30 days for all systems, plumbing system, electrical system, HVAC systems. You have 2 years plus 30 days. For structural and foundation, you have 5 years from that date plus 30 days. Now, the plus 30-day issue, you have to provide the builder with certified written notice of all of the defects that you are aware of and offer them the opportunity to make those repairs. And if they refuse to make the repairs and refuse to come out, give you estimates, etc., then you can move forward with a lawsuit and get someone else to get the work and terminate their work, etc., if that's not been done. So you don't have to move forward. Or if they come out, and I see this all the time, they'll come out and say, oh yeah, we'll get it, I've got to get my stuff out there, and they delay it, kick it down the street. You actually have to file a lawsuit. You can't just say, oh, well, he knew about it, he came out, looked at it. You have to file a lawsuit within that prescriptive period. And actually those are preemptive periods, right? They're preemptive, meaning that they can't be interrupted by some sort of notice requirement or something like that. You have those are pretty strict deadlines.
Okay.
So you would
Let's send them certified mail. Yes, December 28th is the date of my CO. And I sent them certified mail, they picked it up on November 15th.
Okay. And they never did come back.
So I'm waiting. The only thing they did was send me an email that said, oh, we have thousands and thousands of voicemails and emails and stuff, and we're looking into this, blah, blah, blah. So I guess I'll be filing suit.
Yeah, you're going to need to file suit. Yeah. And we do this all the time. And we a lot of these builders, again, they know it's close, and they know that 1 year is coming up, and they're gonna delay you on purpose. They're gonna say, oh yeah, we're looking into it. Don't let that prescriptive period pass.
Right. What they're going to do is like Drew Brees used to do when they were up 25-10 at the end of the game. They would fall on the ball and run out the clock. And that's what you got to make sure the contractor doesn't fall on the ball and run out the clock. Yes.
My second question is also about prescription, and it's about doing the Restore Louisiana program for detrimental reliance.
Tough.
What is prescription on that? That's OCD and HUD.
Okay.
HUD runs OCD and OCD runs Restore.
Before I get to the prescription issue, when you sign those documents to participate in those programs, they have a lot of language saying they're exempt from their own negligence. and that there's they call it a degree of immunity, because the reason they're saying that is, look, we're going to do a benefit for the home, for a homeowner due to a disaster, and therefore, if there's some type of issue regarding the administration of the program, we're going to exempt ourselves for a lot of the negligence. So there's going to be a higher standard on detrimental reliance. So that's the first thing you probably need to know as far as prescription period, because a lot of times, even with Road Home, what had happened was when they rolled out the program after Hurricane Ida, a lot of the customer service representatives made a lot of representations to the homeowners. And then they changed the rules thereafter. And then Road Home came back and wanted to collect some, funds that they overpaid, because they changed the rules after it occurred, or the customer service representative had said something that was not in accordance with the program. So before you undertake that, so it's not an exercise in futility, you got to make sure it almost has to be fraud in order to sue them. So you're not going to be able to. Yeah.
The civil code says that you can limit your liability for anything except intentional acts of gross negligence. And so it becomes a higher standard beyond just detrimental reliance. You have to prove that they were grossly negligent. And gross negligence means it's slightly less than intent, right? It's just so unbelievably negligent that there's little regard for anyone or their rights.
It's probably in Bucktown. Yeah, in Bucktown language, it's beyond stupid. That's probably the best way of saying it.
Well, that nailed it.
That nailed it. All right.
I'm the one that called a couple of weeks ago about the restriction on alienation in the covenant that they're trying to sign. Now they're threatening me with recapture if I don't sign that covenant.
Yeah.
And it contains that restriction on alienation language, and I have to be crazy to sign away my rights.
Yeah. It's a cost benefit analysis, and they make the rules, and they can basically enforce rules the way they want. So you just have to
give us a call at 504-837-1304. We can help you with your contract.
All right. Thanks for the call, and I wish you good luck. Let's go to our final break. Doug Sunseri, Albert Nicaud, your weekend lawyers, all things legal. We'll be right back after this brief time out.
WWL, home of your Saints and LSU, always live on the free Odyssey app. WWL is proudly sponsored by Dudley DeBosier Injury Lawyers. Call 504-444-4444. Non-attorney spokesperson, Chad Dudley, New Orleans.
Sunday Night Football on Westwood One. Join Mike Gold and me for a great AFC matchup this week with two playoff hopeful teams. The 6-6 Los Angeles Chargers hosting the 8-4 Miami Dolphins. Been a roller coaster season for both teams. Both are looking to bounce back after losses last week. Don't miss any of the action. Dolphins at the Chargers on Sunday Night Football.
Right here on Saints Radio, WWL.
Doug, you there?
Yes.
Underway.
You're going to come back with about 2 minutes for you.
Yeah, we're just gonna do filler.
Because right now, new customers get a no sweat first bet up to $1,000. That's free, that's back. If your first bet doesn't win, just sign up with the promo code WIN. FanDuel has all your favorite bets from the money line to point spreads to player props. So sign up today with promo code WIN for your no sweat first bet. Make every moment more this season with FanDuel, an official sportsbook partner of the NFL.
Expire 14 days. Restrictions apply. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Visit FanDuel.com/RG. Colorado, Iowa, Michigan, New Jersey, Pennsylvania, Illinois, Virginia. 1-800-NEXT-STEP or text NEXT-STEP at 53342. Arizona 1-800-79-7777 or visit ccpg.org/check. Connecticut 1-800-9-WITNESS. Indiana, Kansas 1-800-522-4700 or visit KSGambling.com. Louisiana 1-877-770 stop. New York 1-877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369. Tennessee Red Line 1-800-889-9789. Wyoming, West Virginia 1-800-522-4700 or visit 1-800-GAMBLER.net.
Do you have a secret? Jewels, precious metals, stock, cash, paintings, or guns that you'd like to store secretly and securely
Real love, Amalt Flay, calls for the gift of real diamonds. At Oakland Heart, you can make her breathless for less. There's a great work of art in every box from Oakland Heart on Metairie Road.
Hey, Slidell, we want your stuff. Dependable storage now open.
Drowning in IRS debt? If you can't afford to pay your IRS debt due to economic hardship, you can now be free of IRS collection efforts by taking advantage of a special IRS tax hardship program. This program allows Americans who owe the IRS to resolve their delinquent tax debt once and for all. In some cases, maybe even reducing what you owe significantly. An open phone line has been established by Community Tax for consumers to call and see if they qualify. Simply dial 800-305-6173. If you owe back taxes to the IRS and cannot afford to pay them back or have years of unfiled tax returns, help is standing by.
We're gonna do music, no rejoin. You can just take it away when you hear
Okay.
the music. You got about 15 seconds.
173 for the help that you need. Don't take on the IRS alone. They can attack your wages, savings, pension, home, and even your Social Security check. Call 800-305-6173 to see if you qualify. That's 800-305-6173.
Join us at Odyssey as we all do our one thing, together millions of things for our planet. Avoid getting useless knickknacks this holiday season and look for durable items that will last for years. When we each share our one thing, it becomes a million things for our planet. What's your one thing?
All right, we're back. Doug Sunseri, Albert Nicaud, your weekend lawyers. More Led Zeppelin here, man. There you go. We'll do Motown next week. Albert, we only got a couple of minutes. You know, Pelicans Suns play tonight. There's one thing that needs to be talked about is that 2:30. I said this this evening. 2:30. Instead of watching football, we're going to be watching basketball in December in New Orleans. What do you think about that? But I think it's, yeah.
We're going to be off the next 3 weeks and probably
Yes.
the next 4 weeks. Because I'm guessing that they're not going to flex the St. Carolina game to an afternoon game. So my guess is they'll be playing that game the first week of January.
Yeah. In fact, they want to get that game over with as quick as possible. So it will be a month away. Yeah, thanks for that. So we'll see you in 2023. One of the important aspects of the Suns game tonight is this is also going to be tiebreaker time because we play twice. We play Phoenix Sunday and we play them next Sunday. And at that time, if we're tied in the playoffs, you'll have a tiebreaker as far as the home field advantage. And I got a feeling we're going to see them in the playoffs somewhere. Hopefully it's in the conference finals. But, this will be a real fun atmosphere. Teams will be keyed up. They'll be very chippy. They'll be after each other. Chris Paul, I want to see Chris Paul and Jose Alvarado. I mean, Chris Paul has just beaten the lights out of with sharp elbows and pushes on Jose. And we'll see if Chris Paul continues to get the calls or Jose can continue to get under Chris Paul's skin. Man, he really does. It's sort of fun to watch.
Yeah.
So
It's a lot of fun, and believe me, it's everything that is right about the NBA is on this Pelicans team, from the coach all the way down. It's fun to watch. It really is good basketball. Great guys, great locker room. No big egos. It's a good thing.
So have a good time. So that's what we'll do. All right, Albert, Merry Christmas. Happy New Year. Happy Merry Christmas. Happy New Year to all the audience. We'll see you in 2023. So be good, be blessed, and enjoy your family. See you then.